Hello, hi everyone. My name's Chinye, Furner, and that's so wrong. You can't have that. Chibi, can we correct that spelling, please? Opportunity. No, that's fine. Okay, it's my OCD.
The I after the U. The I after the U. But that's all right.
That must have gone wrong when it was sent. I would not have that normally. So I'm here to talk about the Opportunity Funds program. And really, when I was asked to do this, I didn't know where to start. Because it was piloted last year in 2017. And I got a text message, or was it a call from an American juggler? And he said, we're looking for people like you that speak Supu. Supu? Okay. And I was wondering what, so, and he started with, just to help some children with essays. Essays, he said. And then he said, Miriam will be in touch with you, and she would let you know the other little bits and pieces about the program. That girl deserves some accolades, though. Miriam, she's amazing. Yeah. She's something else. Within 5 minutes, my inbox was flooded with a lot of information, and it was quite checkered, but it was all in there about this program. But being a pilot, we didn't quite know what we were, getting into. So it unfolded by the month, because as we speak, it's still running. Last year's program is still running, and we've entered another one. So the program itself, the question you might be asking is, what is the OFP for short? It's the Opportunity Funds program, and it really is just a 12 to 18-month program designed to coach a selected cohort of SS3 students in the leadership program. So all of the components that you've heard, the mentoring, the tutoring for the Wyatt and Jan, the ILE program that Ogainana is sorting out and helping out with, all of those things come together to aid these children, as they said, to prepare them for tertiary education, we hope, across the shores, and then they can return back to our country and give back. So ideally, the universities that we're looking at and have been looking at have been universities here in America and in Canada. And I know some of my students, some of the students have cheekily also applied for universities further afield. And as we speak, even last week, a couple of days ago actually, one of the candidates I took on from last year that we've had some really good success with was, again, he received an admission notice into another university. He's actually been admitted like 5 or 6 times over. The unfortunate thing is the scholarship. So he's been awarded partial scholarship all the time. We want a full scholarship. But to meet that criteria, you've got to be evidenced as economically disadvantaged, amongst other things. And it's quite a struggle. It's one of the main criteria. It's quite a struggle just to get all those criteria together, so that, because he sent a text, Auntie Chinye, again, here it is. Hello, Chinye, you've just been admitted, we're pleased to admit you into so-and-so. And then your heart just cuts because he can't afford the extra $30,000 that's required. But I say to him each time, and then he now says it back to me, as you say, something, not life goes on, that's a bit lame, but there's something I say to him, I'll go back to my text to find out what it is. But I say to him that you've been admitted, you've been offered admission into these top universities over and over. Be proud, because how often some can't even, get admission into one, never mind a Nigerian university. So that's done a lot for their confidence as well. So that's what the program is in a nutshell, to support them into university, to get a scholarship abroad. And part of this process involves essay writing for the applications, tests, interviews. It's like a Russian doll. There's just so much to it. They take SATs, Yeah, thank you, Miriam. And quite a lot of prep. They travelled to Abuja for this, to the US Embassy. Initially last year we had them chaperoned, and that's how I met the lovely Mrs. Bukumakama. Thank you very much, Ma. She accompanied them. She did. We've had amazing support across the board because there was no initial budget for this apart from your coffers, mainly this association, actually, the American Association. And then, a few alumni dipped their hands a bit deep in their pockets and supported because so we were just really just going one step at a time. We didn't quite know and play it by ear. But we got there in the end. We had a donation of accommodation. I think it was the hotel in Italy. What's his name? Stan? Yeah, Stan gave us some days in the hotel free to host the children in Abuja. And then we had Peter Eze's guest house in Abuja as well for when the children returned to Abuja for their SATs exams, the real SATs, not the mock, So there's a lot going on. But with hindsight now, 2018 OFP program, we know all of that. We know what to expect. And just really end-to-end coaching with all sundry aspects. So what are the components of the OFP very quickly? What do we do and how does it start from start to finish? Because I know you might be thinking, okay, so what is this? So how it starts. These children they go through the leadership program and then I come in and they say, select the children that you'd like to work with. They're the cream of the crop academically, they're the brightest buttons in the school, and support them with the applications, which comes out once a year in April to apply for these scholarships. Now, what is not in this slide is something I've sent comprehensive list of recommendations to the board, the American board, and executives. I sent that about a few months ago, just as I was about to start the program. And in those recommendations, it addressed the very first thing I said right here about selecting the children. Last year we took about 10 odd children, and we had a smattering of coaches, and we're all in groups. It was manageable, if not rushed, but manageable. And this year we had 21 children on the leadership program, and I was asked to select at the door of the program. So we learn every day, and I declined, and I said I would not be dropping any of the children. And I do not recommend that is done at that stage at any point in programs of this sort. Also because of the fact that the children have gotten that far and that close, and the impact. But it also meant it translated to a lot more work for the coaches, of which we have so few alumni coaches, there's so few of us. It also meant potentially 42 essays to be reviewed in the application process. Each application has 30 questions for 21 children, 6 coaches. So we're doing it. We're doing it. We have a group for the children. We have a group for the children, and we have a group for the coaches who I have to acknowledge today are in America Agajulu. Thanks for heeding the call. Igwe, Jude, Chinye. I have to always say Chidiobu Apunekwe. Joseph Ajuba, who's amazing. Miriam Ugo. Pretty lady, she's so pretty. And Achebe. And very quickly, some coaches of note from last year that we worked with, Chikodili, Inze, who was in here, Chiko, again, Jude, and Joseph Ajuba. So the criteria really for the coaches were, for me, when Miriam said, all right, Chinye, so get your team together, so who do you want to work with you? The criteria for me, first of all, was to get the coaches that had experience, that we had worked with last year. One declined. Good on her, she knew what was coming. It is a lot of work, and everyone else fell in. And also, because we'd done it before, I knew what was expected. And now you know, it's an opportunity, as Chiko's asked, for anyone to just volunteer and come up with this sort of thing. So I also looked at, with foreknowledge even, and in some cases recommendations, some alumni here who just write incredibly excellently, are committed to the movement, know what's what, and would bend over backwards to what they can for these children. And that's where people like Inameka came in, who hadn't been a coach before, and Mimi, who was actually a mentor on Chiko's team, so I had some foreknowledge of that. After the application forms, like I mentioned, 30 questions of 5 criteria, which is economic disadvantage, an expression to return, if you will, to do something back for your community, and some evidence of you having worked in the community or contributed to your community. So it could be church support, it could be volunteering in the local villages, something, anything. What else do they need to know? They need to know that you've got leadership skills. So again, the program, very cool, really good, that the children now in the SS1 and SS2 cohort are being encouraged to join associations and clubs in school, in the school, I beg your pardon, and aspire to leadership positions, because everything is evidenced, and all of that. But the odd mix was really just economic disadvantage. How do we sell, I'm poor? How do you sell, I don't have a lot of money? And some of these children they don't get it. But we tell them we're not going to lie, and some of them are actually genuinely very economically disadvantaged and challenged, if you will. Some of them really genuinely are, and they do need every support. So we play down, if you will, for those that have professors as parents and lecturers as parents, we play down that aspect on their forms, because we know that anyone living in Nigeria anyway, it's hard. It could be anyone's child, but it's just a difficult country to operate academically. And Chairman has mentioned a lot of the factors, as have Oga and Nana, about light and things like that. We register them, or I beg your pardon, so the application goes off. For this year, we submit this application, the deadline is the 30th of June. So right after this business end of the day, when I return to London, we'll be jumping right back into that forum and getting them through. Interview and test. Now, if they're successful, if the American Embassy deem their application successful, they would contact the children and invite them for an interview in Abuja. And that's where, again, our support comes in. We have a budget for this, but having taken on 21 children, we don't know how many we would require to support financially. Last year we had 2 at that stage that were successful, and we're hoping at least a few get through, which you never know, because there are thousands and thousands that apply for this all over Africa. So they go to Abuja and they're interviewed by a panel, and they take the tests. And a lot of all of these they've never done before, ever. They've never had an interview, they've never had to fill application forms before, so we're coaching them throughout this process. And if they're successful at the interview process, then then they're registered. And what are they registered for? They're registered for the program proper. And the program proper consists of the rest of these components, which means that they will be supported by the embassy to prep for the SAS, which the results of will determine if they are successful in gaining admission to a university abroad. And I think that speaks for itself, the bottom block in itself. So it's a big old program. It's still being designed and redesigned as we speak. But it's working, it's working in spite of all the odds. I've heard this week before me mention some of one of which is a massive barrier, being the children don't have phones and all of that, we're trying to email and we're opening email addresses for them, and how do you just really get in touch with them, and how do you work with them? But we're getting there, and it's working. So well done to me, and well done to my wonderful team, well done to you all, well done to Mrs. Akumakama and Mr. Fediba, who have been our excellent staff support throughout. Thank you. By the way, I did have a lot to say, but not about this. So I'll wait for an opportunity at some point, maybe later today, just to say thank you guys really for hosting me, because I've had a great time. But in the meantime, any questions, which is in pink for honesty, by the way, just say it had to be in pink. Any quick questions?
That looks like red.
Pardon?
Peace.
Okay, all right, enough about the pink or the dress, but thank you.
I'm just going to conclude real quickly, okay? But before I do that, I'm really, really sorry. It was remiss of me. The mentorship team, please, I have to mention their names. I have Chigozie, a class of 1984, Obiokeke, class of 1986, Adao Fomadu, class of 1991, Chukemwezo, class of 1998, Nonso Denibo, class of 1994, Marianne Ugo, class of 1992, and of course Chinye, class of 1989. And then I have Emeka Ibonye, ECG, class of 1991, providing technical support. And then I had Miss Ifeoma Fediba, the on-ground staff coordinator. Okay, so that was the wonderful team of people that we had. Okay, so just in conclusion, all the components of the leadership program run independently, but they are all kind of like, they all merge together to form, a concise program. And the bottom line is that that program has been effective so far because of you guys. Okay, we're just running on what you've given us in terms of funding and support. Okay, and we've had people, tell us that we need to expand on this, we need to expand on the iLead. The iLead actually, the iLead is the formal portion of it, which is working together with the Ndidi Uneli's program. The iLead actually, in the schools that the iLead has been implemented in, they actually do the entire year, all the students in that year. But excuse me, we haven't been able to do that, and we did choose the 60 students because of funding constraints. Okay, so for those 60 students, I believe that it cost about, how much? Millions to put those 60 students through the program. So we're pretty much just making that known to you, and of course we're asking for your support to continue to move these programs forward, and of course with mentors as well. Please volunteer if you can to be a mentor. Like I said, it's going to be a one-year program, so it's not going to be as intense. And we do try to take the load off of you and help you out as much as possible. Give you a standard curriculum that you have to go by, and kind of like, tips on how to do it. Having said that, questions, please, but real brief. And one more thing, this is supposed to give you an idea of what we're doing, okay? And let you know what we've been doing with your money, okay? And so any questions that are not answered here, you can still, talk to the team leads that are here. Just come up to us, inbox us, whatever. Ideas that you have, we need ideas. We need a way to move forward. I've told you my biggest thing is the IT problem. I can't even include borders in the mentorship thing. So, any ideas are welcome. Please, please, please. That's what this whole weekend is about, sharing ideas. So any questions?
You have somewhere where you have all this information.
Yes, we do have, yes. So we do have individual documents as of now detailing each particular component that we're going to cobble together eventually, hopefully, within the next few weeks, and we can send that out to everybody so that you can read up and see. Sorry.
Just first of all, full of what he said, or what is that, to his question, I would suggest also, if we can just on our website have kind of snapshots of what we're doing, because for some people that are not engaging, they might be not engaging because of the fact that they don't have enough information. And I just think that we're just coming to hang out together, eat and then go away. Yeah, which is good, and I enjoy doing that. But then we also do a lot of other things which might attract them. Then the other one I wanted to ask, which I know you had mentioned a bit of it, was from what Chairman had presented, it was clear that the students that had gone through the leadership initiative program appear to have had an improvement in their academic performance, which suggests to us that if we do support a lot more students, we're going to have a better outcome. I do know that you had mentioned funding being a restraint that we have, and technology also. Which I will also ask everybody now that for us to think about how we can even adopt students because if you can adopt a student that said, I will look after the students going through this, but then I know it's left to your decision to decide. But what is the criteria for selecting the 60 that are going through it at the moment? Was it random? Was it that they went through a bit of a testing and then they came out as the best 60 and then were now supported through?
Okay. I'll start from the last question. The 60 students were selected. It was mainly on academic qualifications. So, we got data from, time period and from exams that they had taken, and they were put together by the computer IT department of the school, and that was pretty much how we selected them. Okay. Then your first question, which was, sorry, just real quick.
There was another one about mentoring. The website. If we can adopt.
Oh yes, the website. The website, yes, definitely. So there is some information on the website regarding that, and of course, we will do more to update you all and give you even more concise information as time goes on. There's a middle question.
Yeah, the other was, is it possible to encourage people to maybe adopt students? So that might be a way of supporting people academically.
I want to speak of that.
Adopt.
Yeah.
You mean like providing financial resources?
Yeah, let me address that question because I'll tell you guys a story and I'm going to make it real brief. Can everybody hear me?
Sure.
Even without the mic, you can hear you. But
No, the reason why I want to speak to this is that one day I and Emeka were in the principal's office. This is not fiction. One day we're in the principal's office and they brought in a young student. She was crying. She had lost her parents. The alumni liaison officer was there too. She's an orphan, basically, practical. Her extended family members have basically turned their back on her and her family because they think that some juju killed their parents. So basically, till today, that student does not have anybody sponsoring her. There's also another student who has a lifelong medical challenge. Sickler, yeah. Very, very sick student. Fortunately, some alumni have stepped up to adopt that student and take care of his needs. So there's a program that we're trying to create. It's not well structured yet, but the purpose of that program is to take care of this type of cases. This young girl who's an orphan, her case is still outstanding because in fact, I got a message a few weeks ago from the liaison officer saying, what are we doing about this orphan student? Her fees are still unpaid, she's still more or less hanging. So I think we'll do better in the coming months to address those type of issues of sponsorship and support.
And I think also specific to your question, right? I think you're asking, in terms of adopted students, how do we increase access pretty much to this program? And part of what we were trying to figure out is, can we set it up in such a way that we can say, if you X amount of resources we'll be able to expand this program to X amount of more kids. And maybe we'll structure it in such a way that the classes have an opportunity to say, you know what, we'll pick up 50 kids as a class, right? I think, it will probably allow more insight if you're given to something. If your class is fundraising for something, probably everybody in the class sort of gets to start looking at that something. So we'll probably get more insight into the program. It will share the load across the board. And I think, and Chikodili, and I think you guys will agree, I think that obviously, as we expand it, our cost per student is going to go down. So it may just be something where the group comes up with a sponsorship package that would allow the classes to pick up X amount of students and so forth. And if people want to do it individually, that's okay too.
That's fine. That's excellent.
Sorry, we're running out of time, but like Chico said, if you have any questions, you can walk up to any of the team leads and have a conversation. Sorry.
No, that's fine.
Lunch is going to be served in about 20 minutes. I can see some yawns around the room. And I still have two, yes, we still have two presenters. So quickly, we'll have Furner, Attny, and Attny go through the financials, and then afterwards just have a little dialogue about how stuff is going.
Good morning. Morning to you. So, the two happiest guys in the room. The two guys are tiring from managing your money. But before we start, so I'm making it for the leg. So, there was a small problem with our presentation. So, on my flight this morning, there was a big snake. And the snake swallowed my USB. He told me that a monkey broke into his room this morning and stole his laptop. So we don't have any slides for you. But our money is in the bank. The money is safe in the bank. That's the money is
But no mouse has come.
no bounds yet. So the good news out of all this is that our money is safe in the bank because we have sound processes. We have an audit. We were actually going to present the results of our audit today, but unfortunately, the auditors threw a spanner in the engine at the last minute. So they said you guys have transferred over $90,000 to Nigeria, so we want to audit every transfer of US dollars to Nigerian naira, which we welcomed, because I think at the end of the day, we know that we haven't gotten any richer. So the good news is that the audit report will be finalized next week, emailed to every single member. You can read it in the privacy of your home, write down questions you want to ask, and we'll spare you from looking at the screen for the next 2 hours going through results. But just to give you some highlights of our 4 years in office,